The learning is Etta Nishmas Etta Ahuva Batzaka Masech Nedarim Perik Yud Aleph Mishna Vav Amra Kainim Teinim V'Anavim Elu Sha'ani Te'emes. If a Isha makes a neder on Teinim and Anavim that she's answering these two things Bahana, and the Baal hears about it, and he's only Mekayim one of them. So Kayim L'Teinim, he was only Mekayim half the neder. Kulei Kayim, the whole thing is Mekayim, and it's because it's learned out from the pasuk Isha Yikimenu. We darshan Yikimenu as two words, Yakum Mimenu, that even Mimenu, even part of it, if he's making part of the neder and he agrees to part of the neder, then the whole thing is Mekayim, and he can no longer be made for it the next day. Let's say Hofer L'Teinim, let's say he was only Mefer half of the neder, then Eine Mufar, it's not Mufar Ad Sheyofer Af La'anavim. So half a Kiyam is a Kiyam, but half a Hafara is not a Hafara. There's two Lashonos in the Ran, whether it's not a Hafara at all, or it's just not a Hafara to the second item that he wasn't Mefer. The Gemara explains that this is the Shita of Rabbi Shmuel, that Hakama and Hafara are different. That again, for Hakama, if you're making half of it, it's as if you're making the whole thing. But when it comes to Hafara, if you're made for half of it, it's not as if you did the whole thing. And there's two other Shitas in the Gemara. Rabbi Akiva holds that Hakama and Hafara are both the same. That if you're making for half of it, it's as if you're Mekayim the whole thing. That's like Rabbi Shmuel says, but he says Hafara is also the same thing. So if he's made for half of it, it's as if he's saying that he doesn't want the entire neder. None of the neder is chal. And the third shita is the shita of the Chachamim that hold Makish Hakama LaHafara, the opposite, that we're Makish Hakama to Hafara, just like Hafara, Masha Hefer, that he, whatever he's Mefer is Mufer, and whatever he's not Mefer is not Mufer. So if he's Mefer half of it, only the thing that he was Mefer that's not Chal, but the other part of the neder is Chal. So too by Hakama, also whatever he's making in the neder is Mekayim, and what's not is not Mekayim. So basically you look at it as if it's two separate Nedarim. The Sefer of the Mishnah, the Taka case where he was Mader two separate Nedarim, she was Mader two separate Nedarim, she says, Amra Kainim Teinim Sha'ani Te'emes Va'anavim Sha'ani Te'emes. So, and the Gemara points out, she has to say Sha'ani Te'emes to each one. So this way, we want to poke this out. This is the Shita of Reb Shimon. That makes it two separate Nedarim. So now it's two separate Nedarim. And if you're making one, and no reflection on the other, if you made for one, it also has no reflection on the other. That's what Mishnah ends off. Just one important note, the Rav speaks out that this is by Hafaras Nedarim. By Hataras Nedarim, we had learned earlier in the Masechta that Neder Shehuter Miksasai, if the Chacham is Oikel Mafreya, half the Neder, part of the Neder, then Huter Kuloi, then we paskin that Neder Shehuter Miksasai, Huter Kuloi. Mishnah Zayin, Yedei Anishi Yesh Nedar, Val Ini Yedei Yesh Mafirin. Let's say the Baal knew that his wife made a neder, but he didn't know that he was able to be made for the neder. So the day he finds out that he's able to be made for the neder, that's his Yom Shamai, and he's able to be made for it that day, Yafer. But Yedei Anishi Yesh Mafirin. But if he says that I knew that I'm able to be made for neder, Avaini Yedei Shezeh Neder, I didn't know this was the type of neder that I'm able to be Mefer, so then it's a machlokes. Or Meir Oimer Lo Yafer, he's not able to be Mefer. The Gemara explains because the Meir held Miksas Yediyah Kechol Yediyah. So since he knew that much that he's able to be Mefer Nedarim, that's already considered Yom Shamai, and therefore he can no longer be Mefer this neder. Chachamim Maimin Yafer, the Chachamim argue and they say Miksas Yediyah is not Kechol Yediyah, and therefore the day that he finds out that he's able to be Mefer, that's considered his Yom Shamai, and he's able to be made for the neder that day.